Hey there, guys. How's it going? This is another one of these ones where I just want to have a bit of a discussion here, a little bit, I guess, and sort of ramble away and whatnot. So I guess not too many people are going to listen to this and or view this or whatever, whatnot, for the most part, because it's not, again, really about much. But that, I guess, is kind of the point of that I'm trying to make, I guess, in this one is why is it, I guess, that as content creators and whatnot on YouTube or wherever, whatever, TikToks or whatever, we have got to go out of our way to basically regurgitate all of this, sort of advertising, I guess, to you guys. We've always got to, market something else that's already sort of being marketed to you guys. Through something else. Like if you're into professional wrestling, we'll review professional wrestling matches or pay-per-views or TV shows or promos or whatever, this and that. Old pay-per-views. We'll go into bios of this wrestler or that wrestler or this team or that team or this faction and that faction and things like that. If you're into Magic the Gathering or whatever, we'll talk about the next or the newest set that's coming out. And we'll try to do all of these videos that discuss, where can you play these cards, which are the best cards, blah, 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 this sort of thing. Anime, same thing. We've got to talk about the season or the upcoming season, a review, a preview, different, trailers, whatnot, episodes, whatever. We've always got to talk about something. This is the thing. Like, I like to talk about things because that, obviously, again, it's what drives people's interest is these things again. But it's just like, well, why is that to a degree? Why can't we just have videos out there that people want to watch? People don't want to watch the videos that aren't about anything, and I wouldn't want to watch videos or whatever that are about basically nothing. I guess this is a video that's basically about nothing, but it's kind of a Seinfeld-ish kind of theory about things. Like, if you watched something or you listened to something or whatever, and you were to tell somebody about, what you did in your day, you might say, oh, I didn't really do anything. But you did this whole thing, you did that thing, it wasn't nothing. It was nothing, but it wasn't. It was kind of that weird, interesting theory about what is nothing and what is anything, or what do you mean by quote unquote nothing, etc. Which is what Seinfeld was all about. It was all about a show about nothing. It was all about life and everything and whatnot. But basically, that was the whole joke or the gag or whatever it was about the show. There's things that I would like to do to a degree, but again, it all does boil back down to I'm taking things from other people or other sites or wherever, whatever, to show you guys. And, again, you guys could Google search these things or whatever yourself. The only difference, I guess, is just me reacting to some of these things or me putting my own perspective on these things and whatnot. So that's the thing. Like, how can I make content for you guys? And this is what I keep thinking about, that you guys want to see. And I noticed that the videos, the longer they go, the less people listen and watch and whatnot. So I'm trying to make content that's shorter, but making content that's shorter than 5 minutes or so is quite hard for the most part, and things like that. So it's very difficult to make that kind of content for the most part. So I don't want to create any content that's, too long, obviously, but of course it's got to be, it's sort of naturally becomes like 5 to 10 minutes most of the time, or 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, around that time, just because, it is what it is, and we, like especially with magic cards and things like that, we've got to read the cards to explain the cards for the most part. Sometimes I even forget to do that accidentally here or there, or I accidentally edit the part where I explain the card sometimes out or whatnot, because again, especially with cards, certain cards as well, it's just like, well, this is a card and it exists and it's a bit of a C. So, or whatever, it's just there, it exists, you could do stuff with it. But, for the most part, like, man, there could be a lot better for the most part. But still, like, again, I don't love that we've got to do these things. Like, I like talking about EDH, I still like all this stuff, I still like anime, but again, I've got to sell you on me reacting to these things, and it's been very difficult to sell people on me reacting to things, and I do think that there's several issues there, but I guess mostly this is just to say, hey, what do you guys think? What do you guys want? And that's the hard thing, because again, there's not that many people, again, that really care about what's going on, in my opinion, for the most part. And everyone's got sort of conflicting opinions about what they want to see for the most part. But I just want to do what I want to do. And that's the thing. Like, I just want to keep going, keep doing what I'm doing. I don't want to go off and make another channel, for the most part, that's just anime-related stuff. And I don't really want to make an anime and gaming channel or whatever, and an EDH channel, because, I'm already sort of set up with this. I just don't want to have to fiddle about with all of that and try to get more people subscribed to that, doing its own thing and whatnot, than just like doing what I'm doing now. I thought it was a cool idea for sort of everything all in one place to a degree. It is a lot of work, and it is quite hard to get lots of things out sometimes, because again, it's like, well, if I do this Demon Slayer or whatever, review or preview of an anime show or whatever, like whatever it is, Attack on Titan's coming out soon and things like this, whatnot, all this other stuff. Then there's a Magic release. Then, Pokemon Legends Arceus is out. And then, like some months are incredibly busy, but then other months are just, or whatever, weeks or whatever or whatnot, are incredibly busy like that. Like, and then other weeks it's like, oh, well, nothing much is happening. And I don't want to not post something for any more than a couple of days, really, because I want people to be like, oh, yes, I'm still here. I'm still uploading. I'm still going. I'm still, putting stuff out there, and hoping people, will tune in and whatnot, and check out what I'm doing and check out more stuff. And I do find that more people, like I've said this before, want to see deck techs and things like that on the channel. I can see that through like how many views all the deck techs get. A lot of the other stuff doesn't get nearly as many views. Again, I sort of looked at the hot takes. Some of those got a fair few views and whatnot, especially like the Temple of the False God one, and I think the Soul Ring one. So, like, I want to apply more things that I sort of discuss into actual videos and things like that, or into decks, or into, like, this is actually, like, showing you what I mean, rather than, just discussing it. And that is also hard too, because, again, there's only so many hours in the day or in the week or in the month or whatever, in which to do these things sometimes. And again, when you're trying to make, an anime video about, whatever, this and that and whatever, and then do a Magic video and then do this and that, there's a lot to do, as I say. And like I said, I could do this every single day, or I could put a video up of some sort every single day, but the views, the audience, I guess, just isn't there, in my opinion, for the most part, for what I would expect. Not, we've got over 50 subscribers here on the channel, or whatever it is now, and whatnot. So yeah, and just getting 9 to 12 views per video or whatever, and sometimes way less and sometimes way more. Like I say, the deck tech videos and whatnot do really well because people go, oh, okay, cool, I've got this pre-con deck, what am I going to do with it, and whatnot. So let's look through the deck and let's go, oh yeah, these cards are bad, or not really good, or they'll be interesting in their own deck or whatever, but that's not what this deck's doing. If you want to upgrade this deck, go this way, do this or do that or whatnot. Decide which way you're going. Are you going this way? Okay, no, you're not going the same way I'm going. Okay, cool. Click off and go to another video. Okay, cool. You at least want to see what I'm doing with this video, or you at least think my idea is interesting. Okay, stick with me and let's go through it. Like that or whatever. Like the same thing with anything. Like anything I put out there, if you guys, click onto it and you find, oh, well, it's not what I thought it kind of was or whatever, you don't want to hear my sort of perspective on it, or you just want to, put your own perspective out there, then why not sort of do it yourself, I guess, to a degree. And that's the thing. Like, I don't get that many negative comments or whatever, and I don't get many positive comments either, to be honest, but still, I get a few here and there, and whatnot, people who suggest things, and their suggestions are just like, don't be a nerd or something, basically, or for the most part, become, more popular. Okay, cool. How do I become more popular? Do more popular things. So that's my problem, is again, I'm already doing these things that, are a popular subject for the most part, but it's from what I'm interested in and from what I want to talk about, or what I want to do, or what I want to try to put out to you guys, so that you guys can sort of see, the way that, I would try to put this deck together, or I would, rate this anime or this game or that game or whatever, things like that. So, or memes or whatever, things like that. How do I think this is funny? Do I think this is not funny? Things like that, or whatever. It's just all sorts of things like that, lore videos, etc., whatnot, all of this stuff. But again, I've got to piggyback off of all of this other stuff. I've got to piggyback off Lord of the Rings, or I've got to piggyback off Magic the Gathering, just to get those views or whatnot, no matter what. I can't just, I don't know, there's not, I could, I guess, create my own thing here, I guess, for the most part, which I kind of did once upon a time. But that was a spin-off of Doctor Who as well, so that was again kind of piggybacking off the popularity of a show that I really did like and whatnot, and thought, oh well, I could write, Doctor Who, and I know writing and I know storytelling and I know sci-fi and all of that, so here we go, let's write a Doctor Who series. But again, I still have some of those episodes floating around somewhere, for the Doctor Audio adventures and whatnot somewhere. So, again, I don't know. It's just so difficult to figure out anything, whatnot, all of this stuff. Just, I don't know what to kind of do about the position of the channel and whatnot right now. I was thinking about getting TikTok. I was thinking about getting other social media to try to get the channel out there more. The problem is, I guess, as well, I don't have enough money to promote the channel to get it to more people easily. So initially I would have to spend quite a bit of money to just get the channel off the ground even more. And I've already spent quite a bit of money into the channel, and I probably will continue to spend a lot of money and time and energy into the channel. It's not going anywhere. I'm not just saying, oh, well, I'm pissing off, see you later. But it's just, I don't know what to really do about this situation per se. Like, obviously the things that are popular are going, like, it is experimentation to a degree. I'm always experimenting and whatnot with things and trying to go, well, is this going to be popular? Is that going to be popular? How popular is it? How unpopular is it? How many likes does it get? How many views does it get? How many minutes do people actually view these videos? How many comments does it get? How many likes does it get? All of this stuff. So, like, from my perspective, I've got to look at it like that. I've got to look at everything, more and more like that. I've got to look at things like, this has to get me, this many likes, this many views, this much blah, 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 this much interaction, blah, 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 whatnot. Because, even though I keep saying I don't want, $1 million, per day or per minute or per hour or whatever, doing this, I do want to make money in doing this. So that's the thing. I've got to find a way for this to work, and I've got to find a way for it to work pretty well. And honestly, I think that the channel is actually pretty decent in terms of some of the content that is on the channel. It's just, and some of the graphics and things like that and whatnot, they are better than some other channels that are out there that have many more subs and views and likes and whatnot. But it's just, this channel is much more in the ground, I guess, or under the radar, I guess. And it would be nice if there were other people out there that would shout me out or whatever, other channels, but I don't hold my breath for that, because apparently no one wants to talk to me for no real apparent reason that I can figure out, at least. So I just keep punting along, doing what I'm doing and whatnot. So, it would be nice if people would actually just like be, somewhat civil to a degree as well, and just be like, hey, dude, we never really replied to you or whatnot. Sorry about that. We're really busy, or we only saw it at 3 a.m. or we only saw it 2 days later, or we didn't really think responding, was worth our time because we already found somebody else to do it or something. Just those little things, because when I comment on, some, Twitters of other YouTubers and things like that to say, hey, I'd be interested, or I'm up, or I'm here, or whatnot. Hey, can I promote my channel over here? Things like that, whatnot, all this sort of thing. I'll come on, and as long as I can promote my channel, or as long as I can use the footage on my YouTube and things like this, whatnot. Again, it'd just be nice if people would say, oh, yeah, sure, or whatever. Not even that, but just like, no, or sorry, we can't do that, or whatever, things like that. Just like common courtesy little things where people are like, oh yeah, we've seen your comment or whatever, we've replied to you and told you no or whatnot, or we feel uncomfortable with that, or you can come onto our channel and whatnot, but we'll, just sit you in the corner and, whatnot. I don't know. But anyway, it's just one of those things that kind of wanted to talk about a little bit and whatnot. This is going to fly under the radar for the most part, in my opinion, for what the other videos are doing. But if you guys have listened to this and have kind of figured out what I'm sort of rabbiting on about for the most part, thanks for listening to this one, because again, like, I've done a couple of these little ones that don't really have anything to do with anything and whatnot. So, it's not that exciting or that interesting, and it's not really content that, I'll promote too much, I guess, as well. But for those people who really care about, where the channel's at and what the channel's doing, I want to talk about what's going on, and I want to try to figure things out. And I just want to do the best that I can for you guys, and the best for me, because that's, how it's going to work is, when I get, you guys interested and engaged and whatnot in the content that I'm putting out, then that's the best result for me. and then that's also the best result for you. So when you guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, all this other stuff, that's telling me that, hey, I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing, and I'm actually getting, you interested in what I'm doing here and whatnot, and helping me, again, just put the food on the table. That's all I want. I don't, again, want to make $1 million, even even in the year or whatever. Maybe I do, but that'll probably, half or more will probably go to food, groceries, and bills and whatnot. So again, whatever. I'm not making that money. I'm spending that money. I'm just going to be spending it on the necessities for myself and my family, and possibly some things for the channel, just to keep it going, keep it flowing, keep it up to date, upgraded, whatnot, all of that sort of stuff. So that's all I'm trying to do, and I'm just trying to entertain people the best I can, with the content that I make. And again, the fact that I have to go out, to do a lot of the same sort of stuff that a lot of other people do or talk about is like a problem, because like if I talked about something that not a lot of people are that interested in, then it's like, well, again, not that many people are interested in it, so there's a very limited audience for that kind of content. And then it's like, well, how do I reach them and whatnot, and this sort of thing, whatnot. So I'm always thinking about all of this sort of stuff and whatnot. So it's always the slug with all of that stuff. And I've got other things to have to worry about and whatnot. So yeah, all of this stuff sort of sometimes, becomes a bit too much, and a bit like, well, I'll just put YouTube videos up there and then see how it goes. And then, we'll try to figure out other avenues to keep going on later. Because I think it's much better to have, a base of stuff sitting there than just like, well, now we've got to wait 2 or 3 weeks or whatever it is, till something pops up or comes out or whatever, because otherwise it's like, oh, well, But anyway, guys, if you have watched again, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed my ramblings on and whatnot. So yeah, let me know what you guys think if you have watched. Write your thoughts down there in the comments below. As I say, I will respond to all the comments that I can. I love to interact with you guys, no matter what it is, especially this sort of stuff when it's not terribly interesting or exciting, really. It's just sort of stuff that I kind of toss out there to say, hey, come on, I want to help you to get what you want out of, whatever you want to see on YouTube, when you come to my channel. But you guys have got to put in that little bit just to say, hey, look, this really isn't the sort of thing that I want to see, or, whatnot, or this is the sort of thing that I want to see, or, I know, again, I sort of said this before and I don't want to repeat too much, but people will say, oh, it doesn't look that good, it doesn't, this and that, blah, 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 it doesn't sound too good here, it didn't sound too good there, whatnot. But again, you can find a lot worse, I can tell you now, that are doing a whole lot better than what I'm doing, and I don't really understand how they're doing that. So yeah, that's always interested me. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys down there in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.